Session 13, Empowerment. Today's session focuses on the importance of individual, family, and community empowerment. You'll be discussing how the group's strengths can contribute to the wellness of your community, and you'll brainstorm ways to promote positive growth. What are your community's goals, and how can you achieve them? How are community, family, and individual empowerment related? Today, you'll organize to hear from a community leader rather than an elder. Families will follow up on their take-home activities about their hopes and goals. Finally, the Tree of Life activities will come together in the form of a large-scale Tree of Life mural. The session starts as usual by getting together and welcoming participants to today's activities. You can briefly introduce the theme of today's session, empowerment. Invite the elder to conduct whatever ceremony, protocol, or acknowledgements are appropriate for the session. You can budget about 5 minutes for this portion of the program. After the opening is mealtime. If you decide that it's appropriate, you can ask the elder to bless or give thanks for the food. Invite families to serve themselves and give priority to elders and anyone else who might need a little extra help. Make sure that everyone lends a hand to clean up. In total, the meal should take about 30 minutes. Once you've finished eating and cleaned up, you'll be collecting feedback on the last session from participants and introducing today's main activities in a bit more detail. This should only take about 10 minutes and involves asking the group the following questions. Last week, we talked about building social support and being connected. What were some of the takeaway messages from that session? Review the take-home assignment from the previous week. Would anyone like to share the name of your hero and tell us why this person is so important to you? If you have a picture or drawing of your hero, you can show it to the group while you tell us about it. After collecting feedback, you'll be briefly explaining today's activities and giving families a rundown on the reasoning behind what you're doing. Refer back to the manual for a suggested script to help introduce today's guest and the topic of individual and community empowerment. Now you'll be introducing the local leader or hero. We suggest that they tell a story or offer advice that touches on the themes of working together for the good of the community and the benefit of future generations. Once the guest finishes speaking, participants can ask questions and discuss. You can take a look at the manual for some suggestions for discussion prompts. Please set aside about 20 minutes for the guest talk and the conversation that follows. After you finish discussing the guest's speech, you'll be leading participants through the first activity of the night, where they reflect on their hopes and goals. In this activity, which is explained in detail in your manual, participants will be using the page called Knowing Myself, Hopes, Dreams, and Goals in their booklets. You can walk around the room and answer questions as they come up. Participants who finish early can get started on the bonus sheets in their booklets called Thinking About the Future and My Goals. A few minutes before you wrap up the activity, you can see if any participants want to volunteer to share their mission statements with the group. Try to set aside about 20 minutes for this activity. The next activity, which takes between 30 and 45 minutes, ties together all the Tree of Life activities conducted throughout the program. You'll hand out big pieces of paper as well as glue, markers, and other scrapbooking supplies to the group who will be working in groups of families. Refer to the manual for detailed instructions on leading this activity and for script suggestions to help you take participants through it. Save the last 10 minutes of the activity to assemble all of the completed trees into a big mural, or, if appropriate, attach them directly to the wall. Give participants some time to reflect and talk about their impressions of the mural, and take a picture of all the families in front of the mural. Only groups leading 2.5-hour sessions will be conducting the next 15-minute discussion activity. For facilitators leading 2-hour sessions, head right into the closing activities. Take participants through a short discussion on community empowerment. The goal of this activity is to encourage participants to think about what kind of directions they would like to see their community moving in, and reflecting on how their diverse skills can help get them there. You can take a look at the manual for scripts to walk you through this discussion. Session 13 wraps up after the discussion on community empowerment. We recommend that you thank participants for their presence and let them know that you're looking forward to seeing them at the following session. This session doesn't include a take-home activity. Finally, you can lead participants through a relaxation exercise, or ask the elder to offer a closing word, or observe any other meaningful practice. Please keep in mind that this video is only a summary of the session. Make sure to read the detailed description in the manual and to prepare the material as indicated. Thank you for your role in bringing the Listening to One Another program to families in your community.